Welcome to episode 20, Fantasy and Football Podcast. We're your hosts, as always, Chris and Colby. We both moved. I moved into a room that's just 4 white walls all around, and
Yes.
Colby won the lottery and is in a multi-million-dollar home on the Cape.
That's right.
So lots happened since.
And it's definitely real.
Yeah. Oh, did you see kind of the TV on the screen? It moved a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how you know it's real. We're going to be talking about more strength of the few today. But first, football. Nothing going on. Just waiting for the draft in April, which is getting exciting. I actually, the other day, pulled open my Google spreadsheet for fantasy football because I was looking for something else and saw it. And kind of like when you scroll through your photos on your phone and looking for something specific and you pass that one and then you start reminiscing a little bit.
You're like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I remember
2
that.
hours later.
Yeah, you're like, what was I looking for again? So I opened it and was looking through it, and it was kind of getting me excited for the fantasy season.
Dude.
But we got to wait for the draft. We got to wait for all that. This was news. Did you see the Mahomes throwing video?
Yes, I did.
What do you think?
I did. Looked okay to me. Dude, I did also see Claire, who's also a physical therapist, my wife. She one day showed me a picture of his family, on their Instagram on the beach, and she zoomed into his knee, and she's like, "Does he not have full extension?" And I was like, "Oh no!" So, we were analyzing it, but I think it was hard to tell. I don't know if it was just the way he was standing or
maybe just the way he walks. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks fine to me. I wasn't I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah. I will say, it's one of those things where they put that out for a reason.
Yeah.
Because they knew it would get the average person talking about it.
Right.
Audience, I can tell you with 100% certainty that video means absolutely nothing.
Right.
For when he's going to play.
Yeah. That's a good point.
To make you think that, but on air, what clearly looked like 25% speed.
Yes.
He even had a little hitch in his step. If you're nitpicking, to be honest with you, I think that probably is normal for where he is.
I think that's why, because being a PT, my reaction was just oh, okay, cool. He's where he should be.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that you're right. The discourse was oh man, look at that, fire emoji, he's throwing. I'm like, dude, he was barely moving.
Yeah. It's also throwing is you could sit down and throw. It doesn't. It's
he stepped
he did
back,
do a little drop back, but
no cutting involved at all.
No.
Which is what the ACLs,
Yeah. When
all right, cool.
When Max Crosby and TJ Watt and Myles Garrett are chasing him, all of a sudden he's got to figure out how to escape. He's a long way from that. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Being able to do that. Well, that's why they got Justin Fields, man. Actually, I still like that signing.
Me too. I do too. I'm excited I'm sure he'll. Yeah, we'll see. I guess you don't know, but
you got Eric Bieniemy back, so
my gut tells me Mahomes won't play game 1.
I think so. I think you give him 3 games. If Justin Fields wins you 1 game, you're 1-3, and then Mahomes comes back. That's kind of the boat you guys have been in. It feels like the last seasons, anyways, to start. So
true.
All right. Any other news? Browns haven't done anything. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know if we've talked since the Crosby deal happened, where it didn't go through allegedly because of his physical.
Yeah.
Have we talked about that?
I think we did. I think we did last time, and they were playing like a little dirty pool and
Yeah, that's
stuff.
right.
They were
We
like
did talk about this.
trade. They got the reaction from the media and people
Yeah,
about the trade, and they're like, "Holy cow!" And then I think they got cold feet about giving up those picks.
yeah,
They just were like, "Oh, this is the scans." Uh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's that. They will probably. I bet they get like fined for that at some point. So, what I was gonna say though is happy opening day week.
Yes. Oh my gosh, dude. I totally forgot to check the Royals game.
Come on
They
now.
they played while I was at work, and I cannot believe I forgot. I'm gonna check it live reaction to see if we're gonna win the World Series this year. Let's find out. And no, we lost 0-6. So that's good.
Hey,
Dang.
Guardians. My Guardians won opening game yesterday. They
Nice.
they opened the season this year against the Mariners, so that's sick.
Yeah.
Our opening, like, I don't even know how many series. The Guardians could win, like, they could be 6-25, like in short.
Oh, because of the
Like,
teams you're playing?
yes, it's
Yeah.
like Mariners, Cubs, Yankees. Like, it just is a gauntlet at the beginning of
That's
the
tough.
season. So, but we got this young kid, Chase DeLauder, who, because we lost so much of our slugging, especially giving away Naylor to the freaking Mariners.
Right.
And they brought this kid in. He's just a big, tubby, home run hitting machine. And his first at bat yesterday hit a home run. And then his first at bat today hit a home run.
Oh, nice.
He actually hit two in yesterday's opening game to give us the lead right off the bat, and then give us the lead again to end up winning. So bright future. In 2 to 3 years, he'll be a Met. So that's sick.
Nice. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Probably. Yeah. All right. That'll be it for sports talk. Now, what you've all been waiting for.
Yes. It's time. We're switching from the fantasy to the fantasy. We're going to talk about the strength of the few. And we read a lot this time. I don't know exactly how many.
Ish.
Yeah, 150-ish. We got to the start of part 3. And let me tell you, stuff's happening.
It's cooking.
Dude, it's so good.
So good. So, where did we leave off way back then?
When we left off, you had read a chapter more than I had because you didn't tell me to read that chapter, and I didn't read it.
That's right. That's my fault.
No, so we the chariot. No, that was actually 2 times ago. Where we left off in Rez was he went to the ruins, like passed out, woke up, and then Viridius told him everything.
Yep.
Lucium, he was in the school training, and then Obitium
and felt the thrum.
Yeah, felt the thrum, and then Obitium, he had just made it into the city, like the big giant city.
In a duat, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
duat, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about.
There's so much.
Interestingly enough, Obitium has been like the primary driver of the story,
I
and
agree.
then a lot still happened.
Yeah,
Like a lot, but it feels like it took a back seat.
I agree. I also agree.
To Rez.
Rez is cooking.
Rez was really the star of the last 50 pages.
Lucium, I feel like Lucium's gonna take off in this next one.
Yeah, Lucium is important, and that was a part of a note that I also made that we'll get to. So
yeah,
let's talk about hold on, I'm making sure my notes are good. All right, so let's just do Obitium. So in Obitium, I think we left off with was the part where they went into like the chamber?
Oh yeah,
yeah. So that's kind of more or less. It wasn't long after that. Yeah. So he meets with the Netocrat,
Mm-hmm.
and they basically devise a plan to get into the like inner part of the pyramid, which is
Yeah.
like the last bit where Ka's pyramid is.
Yes.
And so this kind of realizes, like, obviously his goal is to get in to find a way that he can kill Ka.
Yeah.
Netocrat's main motivation, you don't really know, actually. She kind of just relates it to her job, like super vague, but she's basically just like protecting it. She's like, you don't need to know.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of telling her, like, well, you don't really need to know what I need.
Mhm.
They're just using each other to kind of get to where they need to be. And so the plan that they make is to have this be like a dancer, like entertainer
Yes.
for this big like festival thing for
Yeah.
Ka, so that they can get in that way. And so he has to learn a whole bunch of dances from Amos
Yes.
so that he can perform them for this like judge who then picks which ones are the best, and then they get to go like into the festival thing to perform. So that's
Yeah.
kind of like their way in. So he does that, and he gets up there and he does the dance, and he's like, it was kind of a funny moment
It
because
was.
kind of like, oh, she picked the one that like was my best, and
Yeah.
he like does it, and he gets in, and he's kind of like very confident in himself, like, I held up my end to
Yeah.
like get in. And then Netocrat reveals to him that she just paid off the
Yes. Paid
judge
her off. Yeah. Yes.
to get in. So that was kind of a funny part. So he gets in, and Netocrat had like memorized kind of a map of the place that they were in, so that once Vis got in, he could follow directions to a place where they like plan to meet. Now, on the way there, an important part is he stops by a tunnel that leads into Ka's pyramid, and he had already learned from
Seor.
no, is it
Mm.
Seor or was it the girl when he talked to
Oh,
the girl?
yeah.
Um,
The child.
Kaya? No, what's her name? Starts with a K.
Keela or something like that.
That
Tila.
sounds right. We should know. The book's right in front of us.
Yeah, that's right. I guess
We'll
I can
find that
open
out.
it.
So, it was either from Seor or the girl who we learned is a Yunkti child.
Mm-hmm. Tara. Nope. No.
No,
That's wrong world.
wrong world. Come on now.
Kaya. You're right.
It is Kaya. Okay, so there's a tunnel that goes in that has a bunch of gleaners in it,
Yes.
and the gleaners only respond to someone stepping into the tunnel, or what we learn is that they will respond to a significant imminent threat to the city.
Yes.
The only two ways. So he stops by just to kind of scope it out and see, and he's just like, well, I definitely can't fight them.
Yeah.
And then he leaves there, he goes to meet up at the plane meeting spot with Netocrat, and they find their way into some area around where I wasn't really sure. It's not in Ka's pyramid,
No.
but it's in this very important place where they basically stack a bunch of bodies that are
Yeah.
Yunkti. And they go through there into a smaller chamber. And in the smaller chamber, there are not a bunch, there's like 10 Yunkti that are like, the imagery he paints, honestly, the whole time in Obidium, like when they're in this part, is like sweet with like the golds and the greens and everything.
Yes.
But basically, there's these 10 Yunkti bodies that are like encased in gold, like against the walls.
Yeah.
And Vis realized that they're all kids.
Children.
Yes. And so Netocrat is like, you need to speak to that one. And so he tries to make the connection, and he's like, it's just a flood of information.
Yeah.
Like, why does he use children for this? It's called the Namark, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Namark. So he's like, why does Ka use kids for the Namark? And Netocrat says it's just because their brains are more malleable, something
Yeah.
that helps him. So he makes a connection with the one and then starts asking it his own questions about how to get past the Gleaners and
They're
how
like, you
to
can't.
yeah, basically, yeah, you can't. And then he asks him about when the last time they were used or they responded to a distraction. And he says like 630 years ago or something like that, right? So Netocrat at that point, like Vis has to give up the game to ask this Namark Yungti like the questions he needs. And so she realizes it, but she doesn't have really any leverage because she needs him and his ability to then get what she wants. So through what she asks him, basically he realizes that her goal was to get all the way there because at some point Kaya was there. She was one of the children there. We don't find out how she got out of there or how long she was there or what happened. And Vis guesses what I had kind of guessed, and I'm sure you had guessed, was that this may have been like her daughter or someone she knew, because it's like the first time Vis really sees her like in complete like distress.
Yes.
And basically what she asks is for her mind to be restored.
Yeah.
And they says that he can't do it. And she has him like repeat the same question with like different phrasing to try to see. And then she says, they told me it would work.
Yes.
And so who is they, right?
Yeah, we still don't know.
We've got some questions there. This then all the Namark children like open their eyes.
Yeah, dude. So creepy.
Saying the word like breach over and over again. And there's like a green glowing light in the room that turns to red.
Dude.
And he's just like, we gotta leave. And Netocrat is like, no, we gotta stay and figure it out how to do it. And he's just like, peace out.
Yeah.
So he runs away and leaves them there. He escapes. He fights and kills an overseer in like the green poison moat around the pyramid. And then he goes into hiding like back in the city, and he sees Amos like on a soapbox telling everyone that Ka is not a god and it's a lie, and he spots Vis, and Vis wants to save him because one of the things Vis did was tell the Nomarch that to forget Amos's face.
Yeah.
And Vis tries to make it to him to be able to tell him that, but Amos just falls back into the poison moat.
Yeah.
And is no longer with us.
Sad.
And
That's
then
right?
it ends after that with Vis saying, so one of the things that Netocrat had him do was tell the Namarch to register them as like high priests.
Oh yeah.
And Vis is not sure.
Yeah.
He's like fairly sure that because they saw his face and with the breach thing that he doesn't have that, but thinks that Netocrat probably still does. And it ends with part 2 with him basically acknowledging the fact that, okay, like they might still be registered as high priests and can move around freely. And he could use that, and he is going to kill Ka. He's like, I have an idea. And then that's how it kind of is an Obitium.
Dude, so much action. But like, action, but not that many like chapters. Like you said, kind of took a back seat. There's a few things before we move on. We should probably just talk about them now and then jump to the next worlds.
Yeah.
Do you remember when he's talking to those children and he's like asking the questions like, how do I get past the Gleaners? And like, you can't. And then he said something like, when he was talking about what would get them to leave, and they're talking about an imminent threat, and he said something like they would leave and not protect Ka, and they said something like Ka sleeps.
Ka sleeps, yes, and they
Yeah.
said that, and he asked well, he kind of infers in his mind that the the their instruction to protect the city
Yes.
is
It's
higher than
higher.
protecting Ka. Yeah.
Yeah, but just that phrase, like Ka sleeps, makes me wonder so much what that means.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
is he a god that is just like connected and just like transient type of thing where he doesn't
Yeah, just like
move?
tubes coming out of him in
Yeah.
every direction,
Yeah.
just like
Like not even a human anymore.
yeah.
Makes me very curious.
Yes. What if Ka? So to that point, this doesn't have anything to do with like any specific thing, but I
Mm,
have been thinking about a theory and I want to hear your thoughts on it.
yeah.
Is just that. Like, what if the idea of Ka, like, what if it's something else? Like, what
Yes.
if the idea of a singular person, which is maybe three people, but like this idea of like this singular evil person versus, yeah, it's some like hive mind
Yes.
or
I know that I
evil
didn't
force, you know?
until that singular line. I thought it was a person, and now I don't know.
Yeah.
Because now I'm like, what? That makes me just question the mechanics of it, big time.
Yeah.
Like maybe he doesn't have as clear of a hand in this as a moving force. It's more just like a force that was set in motion and now
Mhm.
just like runs the system. Like
Yeah.
you said, like almost like a hive mind. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think are the chance? Because the other thing I thought about with that is, do you think whoever like Ka is in any of the three worlds
Yeah.
is a character we've met already?
Dude, I used to, but I don't anymore. I do
Oh,
not
really?
think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll talk about that guy when we get to Rez,
Yeah.
who I used to think it was him, but I don't anymore. But yeah, no, I don't. Do you?
I don't. I'm not certain. I don't feel like it is or it isn't. Like I do feel like it's a coin flip kind of.
Yes.
Like I feel like it could be like I went as far like as I was going through the options in my mind. Literally today, I was like finishing up reading, and
Yeah.
I'm like, what if it like it's this?
Yeah.
Like he gets in there and it's just like the Spider-Man meme, and he's just like pointing at
That would
himself.
be crazy.
Now,
I
I
don't even know how that
doubt
would
it could
happen.
be that, like, that it would be that. I thought maybe it could be his father, but based on information from
Lucium.
what happens in Res
Oh, and Rez. Yeah.
during this part made me think that it was less that.
Yeah.
Because it was making me think more that it could be that based on what happens in Lucium. But
Oh,
then
yeah, yeah.
Res, I was kind of thinking, like,
Oh, yeah.
probably
That
not.
makes sense. Yeah. Something else I wanted to mention with the children, because like you said, they asked why children, and I think Netacret says something like the children remember. And I was like, are these children ancient? Like, are these ancient kids? Or is it just that their minds have the ability to like remember ancient things?
Yeah. I read it as like the children's minds are just better at whatever like the mechanics are,
Yeah.
how it works. Like the children are just better at.
Yeah. That makes sense. I think personally that Obidium is the main world. I'm like convinced now in my
Yeah,
mind.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Especially because in Rez, this new character that we finally got more info, he like confirms that the world was split into three. Or maybe Viridius said that. Someone like
Viridius,
confirmed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That might have been the chapter that I hadn't read yet.
Hmm.
Either way. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's gotta be Obidium. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else with Obidium you want to talk about? Well, one more thing that
Yeah.
was funny with the dancer, that was a funny scene, is when he's there, like this female dances and she does a really good job, and they like make eye contact, and she's like flirting with Viz, and then he dances, and then she's like not into him anymore.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. He's like, he looks over again and she's just like staring at the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
Dang, dude.
I do like, yeah. I'm very curious because on Obitium 2, like this Ka that's in the pyramid is the only tangible
Yeah.
one, like evil person we have to look forward to. Like everyone
Yeah.
else seems like
There's other choices, there's other things, the
Yeah.
Senate and then
Yeah.
like the different kings and Lucium, all that stuff.
Yeah. And I was gonna say in Lucium, the kings feel like such a red herring. Like
I agree, 100%. I
it's set
100%
up
agree.
like that.
Like I used to think that maybe one of the kings, like the bad king, is the Ka of this world, but I don't think so anymore on that either.
Yeah. It feels like that's just like too
No.
obvious.
That is true. That's a good point. That is the nice thing about Obidium is when I get to an Obidium chapter, I'm like, I know exactly what the goal is, and I know who the bad guy is. There's no trickery. I mean, there is, but like, I know exactly who we're going after, baby. So
Yeah.
it makes it easier to read.
Yeah.
Well, nice. Cool.
All right.
Let's do Lucium next. Or Lucium.
Yeah.
Lucium.
Okay. So Lucium was still kind of short. So
Mhm.
and not like advanced a ton.
Yeah.
So we left with this was training and
Felt pulse.
he felt the pulse for the first time in weeks, he says. And so basically just the events that happen in Lucium is he is fighting and like training, getting close with everyone. He feels the thrum, and then there was actually some action that happens.
Yeah.
I forgot about. Well, I mean, this is the part that happens like at the beginning of this new part. So that's the exciting part, right? So
yeah.
He's on patrol while they're like out scouting at night, and he feels these two super distant pulses. He can sense. He can now, part of his powers is that he can sense will users, and he can like kind of, it's pretty finely tuned that he can like tell the distance away and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he follows that and he hears Gal Kabar talking with one of like his followers who's like a scout, saying that they've been tracking Vis and his team to like them. So he finds that out. He runs back, tells everyone, they go and find them, and then they kill them all instead. And they're kind of like, good catch, Vis. Like, how did you stumble upon that kind of thing?
Yeah.
And so basically he tells them
everything, dude.
Everything. Yeah.
Like everything. For the first time ever.
For the first time. And I think that's a poignant point as far as in the story, this, because he's maintained in that throughout his time in Lucium that he's felt for the first time. I think you said it last episode about how like, yeah, this is truly the first time he's felt this sense of like family, basically. Since he was on Seuss. So he tells him everything, and I think it solidifies that point. I think it really solidifies that point.
I agree.
So he tells him everything, and it really solidifies the point that he feels like this is giving his life meaning and everything, and wants to really be a part of these people and their culture and everything. To his surprise, a little bit, I think, they're like, oh, well, you're Nascan is like how they pronounce it, I think, meaning like favored.
Yeah.
And that's what they say for having the ability to use will. And they're like, you have to go now to this other place to
Yeah.
learn
You have to go to the druids.
school. Yeah, to go with the druids. And he was like, no, I want to stay here and like fight with you. Because then Tara, he learns, is the king's
Yeah.
daughter, right?
Yeah.
And they have to go to war. And she's like, no, I'm not, your heart's not in it, kind of thing. Plus, you need to go, learn with the druids. And so he has an opportunity, like a final opportunity to kind of fight to try to prove himself, like spar. And he
Hmm.
picks her to spar against. And
Yeah.
during the spar, he then is like connected back to the spear,
Yeah.
and he's like fighting her, and he still loses, but he is like hearing things from the spear.
Yeah.
And the spear tells him at the very end that like she will listen to you now.
Yes.
He like says, I concede. And like gives up the
It's
fight.
so
And
cool.
then that was a cool moment. And
It's like
then
parry left, step right. It's like telling
yeah,
him
yeah, it's
commands.
like
Yeah.
telling them the moves. So he does that, and then she does. She agrees to like let him come with them to war, but he has to go still do the thing with the druids because it's like their law basically there
Yeah.
that he
Yeah.
has to go do that if you're Nazcan, if you're favored.
Right.
Tells him like I'm not like I don't want to do another school. I don't want to learn again. That whole
Yeah.
thing. And he's like, okay, you don't have to do that. So you'll still travel with me. We'll go this other direction to meet up with them. And on the way, you're just going to be tested, is what he
Yeah.
says. But reversing, so that's kind of where it's left off.
You
And
forgot one major thing, my friend.
I know, so I'm going to back up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So after they go get Galkavar and his
Mhm.
men, I think Galkavar escapes,
He does.
right? And so Vis chases after him and loses that, but he feels another pulse,
Yeah.
and he follows that and sees this person walking and like in the distance, and it's nighttime,
Yeah.
and the person like sees him, gets on their horse, and then speeds away.
Oh, dude.
And so
This is so cool.
this, hold on, I have to read.
You gotta find the line.
Word for word. I'm going to read it word for word. It was chapter 42, I believe. Let's see, what is that? 40. 42. All right, let me get to the end. No, 44. It was 44. That's right. All right, so he says, so speaking of the person he sees, he says he pauses, scans in my direction, but doesn't see me. So he doesn't actually see this, but he scans in my direction, doesn't see me. He mounts and gallops off, white cloak flaring behind him, over the far rise and into the tendrils of the night. I straighten, stare after him, heart thundering as my sense of the pulse recedes and rapidly fades, too fast to chase. The distance was too great to be certain. And let me tell you, like, this is the last, like, 2 or 3 paragraphs. And it's like, he is building, like, Islington does such a good job. Like,
Yes.
he is building this moment up and up and up.
Yes.
It's giving you so many of Vis's
Like,
thoughts.
who is it?
We're
Who's
just
it?
like
Who's it?
spitting it out.
Yes.
And it really creates kind of that crescendo. So I was listening to the audiobook during this part, and I literally
Oh,
called
yeah.
right after.
That's
And
what you
so,
called it? I knew it. Yeah.
yeah. So in the audiobook, like I'm just listening, and the person's describing it. I'm like, oh, I wonder if like we'll find out who that was, who
Yeah.
this mysterious person is. And the whole time I'm thinking, oh, it's the person that the whole time with Lucium, like the most intriguing part of it is that Vis was supposed to meet someone that knows him.
Yes.
And so I'm like, ooh, I wonder if we'll find out who this person is. And Vis is like in this moment describing this scene so much
Yeah.
that I'm like, oh, he's gonna build it up like we're
Yeah.
not gonna find out who it is, and
Cliffhanger.
then literally the last sentence he just drops it on you. So he says the distance was too great to be certain, far too great to properly make out his features in the hazy dim, but there was something. His dark hair and dark skin and tall, strong build, the familiar figure he cut as he looked around, as he leapt astride the horse, a recognition painfully faint now, a memory's ghost, and yet impossible to mistake, even as I stand there, breath short and disbelieving. I cannot help but know it. And then the last sentence, he reminds me exactly of my father.
Dude,
The end is so
what
good.
a great couple paragraphs. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Just so like overly explaining it, like rambling almost,
Yes.
make you think just like, who is it? Who is it?
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good. That got me so hyped. And
Yes.
completely blindsided me. Did you predict? I remember you one time saying this.
I
and
did.
I
Yes.
remember when you said that, I was like, nah, dude, he's dead.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yes. I totally freaking called it, man. I
Yes.
was like, what if it's his dad? So that was probably the biggest, not even, and that's the crazy thing is like, it's not even a reveal because
It's not
spends a
confirmed.
paragraph telling you like, couldn't see him,
Yeah.
too far away, it was dark, but it reminded me of my father. It's just like that tease is so good.
But then
It's-
like you find stuff out in res and you're like, that's definitely his dad.
Could be. All right. Anything else noteworthy in
Yes.
the
I have a prediction. This is like a minor prediction, but if Tara lives long enough, I'm predicting they're gonna have a romantic arc. Those two.
Yeah, I could see that too.
He like says some comment about her being beautiful and like seems like he's really getting close to her. I also thought it was cool how when she picks him to be in the group, he says something like, "Will you pick Leafon or whatever his
Leaf
Fair?"
Yeah.
And she says no, but I picked Diaglon. It
Yeah,
says his name. You're like, yes.
Yeah, definitely. Also, like this, just aura farming at that point.
Yeah, that's so
as the kids say.
yes. Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm excited for that because now I'm like, oh, okay, what's gonna happen? That he's gonna train with this druid. We're gonna see all this stuff.
Yeah, it'll be cool. I'll be interested to see. I mean, we don't have a ton of the book left.
No.
So now it's getting to that point in like fantasy book that's big and part of a series where like that's where we're at, folks. Like we've only got that much left.
Yeah.
And so now like you have all these theories, you have all these questions, but there's only so much book left to like get into those things. I wonder, you know, it's narrowing how much more we're going to find out, you know?
I agree. I feel like we're going to have a lot of questions when this book finishes.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So I'll be excited to see if if he gets into describing like what these trials are like or what this test is for the druids.
Yeah, true. Well, cool. Let's go to res.
All right.
A lot.
I'll let you handle res.
Okay. So I feel like res definitely was the front seat for this part. There was a lot that happened. Let me remember exactly where we cut off. It was when Verdius told him everything.
Yep.
From there, so after the ruins, what happens first? What's the first thing? Did they go? Is it the Platuna, like the festival, or do they do anything else on res or on Sola Vegas first?
Well, so the very first thing that happens is they have to take, because they're on Sola Vegas, so he has to take. They all get back on the transfect to go back to Catan, and really a lot of the focus was that he's like, I'm taking Diago.
Oh yes, okay, yeah. So they are going to go to the festival of Platuna, and he wants to take Diago, and they're like, "That's insane. This is an Alupai, which is like a giant wolf, but he's kind of domesticated him." And they're like, "You don't domesticate a wild animal," but he's like, "I connected with them." They're like, "Okay," and he does. He spends a lot of time. There's like a big time jump. He spends a lot of time training him, and says that he's trained him enough to where he feels comfortable with the Alupai being around so much will. So they go to this festival, which Rilukia has told him, like, you're gonna meet this guy again. You need to find time to be alone. But when they first get there, he goes and meets up with his friends from the academy, like Indol, Zerhal, Eden.
Yeah.
And it's like he knows so much but can't tell them anything.
Yeah.
And then like comes up with an excuse. Oh, so when he's there, he finds out that military, like the head of military people, suddenly left all at once.
So part of the festival is that all the like heads of the three branches of the hierarchy are like there at the same time and meeting.
Yeah, it's supposed to be this thing of unity. There's a ton of tensions between the three pyramids. So the military suddenly leaves, and there's like rumors going around, and Viz has to make an excuse to leave, and goes with Rilukia, and Diago follows. And they're going, and then they meet with the unnamed character who finally gives us a name. His name is Ostius. Ostius. And he's like, "You need a mask." And he's like, and so he came up with this mask that's like metal rings that he like forms with his will connected over his face.
Yeah,
and he does the same thing. Imbued all of them, and he does the same thing for his arm, like in a hoodie. So it looks like he has two arms, so he'll be unrecognizable.
And it has like a working like hand.
Yeah, which is sweet.
Yeah,
which is very sweet, and I feel like that's gonna develop more in later in the book or books. But he's like, "Where are we going?" And this guy's like, "You'll see." And he like grabs him, and they freaking shift worlds. They like teleport. Yeah. They teleport you like turn the next chapter. And it has both the symbols on top of Res and Lucium.
Yes.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They arrive in Lucium at a location, and they walk through a town. And the whole time you're like, I don't know, why are they doing this? And there's like druids there that they're like trying to basically deceive, and they kind of figure it out. Viz has a moment where he goes to help this woman that I'm pretty sure that they were gonna like do some really bad things to. And you get this moment where you see that this version of Viz is still like super, I guess like he has a strict moral code in Res. And he's like, I will not just look as that goes on. So that kind of creates problems, but they eventually get to this spot, and then Ostius teleports it's him, Viz, and Diago back onto Res. And now they're like in this side chamber of where military's meeting.
They're in like the innermost like chamber. Yeah. Where like any regular person and even most high ranking people, like you could not make your way like to this because you ain't got enough clearance.
So with that, you find out that basically the worlds, when you travel from one to the other, it's the equal distance. It's like you get to that spot in the world, so then when you go, you like jump. So that's why they did it.
So I want to talk about that because that was one of the main points I wrote down.
Yes, we can talk about
this. So I wrote like, however the teleportation works, it depends on where you are standing.
Yes.
So you teleport to the same position.
Yeah.
On the other world. So it was kind of like random, like they just were like out in the open.
Yes. Yeah. Just like in a town. Yeah.
Another important thing with it. So obviously it uses will somehow because like his eyes turn black. And he has to be touching them.
Yes.
Was the other thing. So in each instance he touches a hand on Diago and a hand on this.
I should also mention.
Yeah.
At first, Ostius doesn't want to bring the dog or the wolf, But then he like bends down and puts his hands on the wolf's head, and then is like, "Oh yeah, this will be great. He can come with us." And I'm like, "What did he sense?"
Yeah, right. And I wonder, and this will get to the end,
Yeah.
but I wonder if he was sensing the connection
Yes.
between them.
I'm wondering too.
Yeah.
I even have a theory that I don't think is true, but I'll tell you when we get there.
Yes.
So yeah, that's how the teleportation works.
So they teleport.
They get back to the chamber, and we listen beyond this door, and we can hear that the most powerful people like in this world of military are talking, like the princeps, who's the highest rank. And they're talking about like bad things, basically that they're in charge of all these horrible things that have been happening. And they're like trying to figure out what to do because of all these like rumors that are going around. And Ostius looks at Viz and is basically like, all right, let's go out there. Oh, no, before they go out there, he's like, hey, connect to their, like, you can sense it, right? Their will, the thrum. And he's like, yeah, I can. And he's like, where have they imbued anything? He's like, not yet. And then he's like, they talk, and he's like, check it now. And he's like, oh yeah, literally like 90% of their will is in the floor. And he's like,
yeah.
perfect.
And he hears like a grinding noise.
Yeah.
Right. And before they say that, so this is another little stopping point because I made a note about this too. So before they do that, so they're talking about like what you're referencing is they know that given like the events of the Naumachia and the Eutychium and everything, like it's reaching this point where they think like military is really like in a strained relationship and at odds with governance and also mostly religion.
Yes.
And that like it dates back for a while, like particularly between military and religion. There's been like a struggle over jurisdiction and decision making and that sort of thing. So based on all the events that's happened like in the story we've been reading, it's like kind of reaching ahead. And so they're deciding basically. So the events of the Eutychium, like of a lot of these things were done with the involvement of like the head senators, the top of the pyramid of governance. So now they're trying to decide amongst themselves, like, what should they do? Should they try to just like keep pushing it, or should they sue for peace?
Right.
And the princeps basically is like, no, like it needs to be peace. Like we can try to figure out what we can do, but otherwise like it needs to be peace. So they decide that, and then at that moment the princeps says, I put down the exact quote. He says, let us discover the will of the people. And it's with a capital will. He says, let us discover the will of the people. They all reach their hands out. And that's when they hear a grinding in the floor. And then he asks him, what about now? And then Vis is like, yes, there's a ton of will has been imbued in the floor.
Dang, I didn't even catch that. That's what did it.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. So Vis then then Ostius is like, let's go have a chat with everyone in there, right? Yeah. And then Vis kind of puts together that, oh, I see what he wants me here for.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, interesting that it would say like, let us discover the will of the people. They walk into the room, and then Vis says that there's there's like a giant slab, like round slab in the floor. And it's glowing, and there's 9 like pieces of this slab. I think he says 6 of them have like Roman 3, 2 of them have a Roman 2, and 1 of them has a Roman 1.
Yes.
What on earth do you think that means?
Dude, I don't know. I do not know. I truly don't.
And why are they putting their will there? And why that much?
It's so much. I have no idea. That's why I was reading. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Why are they doing this?
Yeah.
I am wondering about something that I'm hoping you can help clarify, or maybe we're supposed to be confused, but and it maybe has to do with this, but like in the same sequence, we learn that the symbol for res, like the symbol for the hierarchy, is more than just the like a symbol of pyramids.
Yes.
And what I can't remember, like what does it mean? Does he say?
Yeah. So that'll take us into kind of the next just part, right? That happens. So they walk into the room and Ostius confronts them. And Vis is just standing there. He still has his mask, and Ostius tells him to take off his sandals because you're gonna adopt the will of the floor.
Yes. Yeah.
And so Vis walks barefoot in behind him, and Ostius is like sort of grandstanding, sort of drawing all their attention away.
We find out that he's the nephew of the princeps.
Yes, he's the nephew of the princeps, and apparently has been missing for like 9 years.
Yeah.
So
what?
While he's doing all of that, Vis is slowly like maneuvering over the tiles of the floor, adopting all the will, which at that point is like
he's like a god.
Yes, literally like a god. So he's holding all that will in him. And the other thing that Vis does, so part of what he can do with like these metal little triangle things that he's imbued that's creating his mask and his arm is he can form them into like daggers and like have them fly through the air and like hover. So he's put them at the necks of all the senators in the room while Ostius is like talking. And so he gets all the will inside of him.
Yeah.
So Vis is just standing there listening to him talk, and Ostius is just like spilling all this information. Like he has so much information. Like he knows about everything that they've done. Like he just somehow just knows so much information. And clearly, like a handful of the people outside of the princeps even know like all the information. He's trying to get him to shut up. And he basically is like spills everything really related to like the events with the Eutychium and all of this. And he pulls out a scroll that basically has everything that he said to them written down and is like, all I want from you is all of you to sign it and then seal it with your like rings.
Yeah.
And then
I'll let you live.
That's it. And I won't kill you, right?
Yeah.
So
there's something else too that he like brings up the concurrence to his uncle. Yeah. Like so we find out that the princeps is fully aware. He's fully aware of the cataclysm. He's aware of the concurrence and all this like emanating doom that's like due at any moment, but none of the other senators do. So like what the fuck is he talking about?
And then he divulges probably one of the biggest things in the book so far in either book. And it's that so there's the 3 branches of hierarchy.
Yes.
So that's what their symbol is like 3 pillars.
Yes.
And so at the top of each pyramid, so governance, military, and religion is the princeps. And the idea is that the princeps is the top. The princeps isn't seeding. And
that's what it was.
Reveals that all 3 princeps are seeding to one other person that no one knows about.
We know.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
It's for sure Ka.
You would assume it has to be, right?
Yeah.
Whoever
I forgot
that
about
is.
that. Yeah. And that's why he's like, you need to. That's right. Because he brings up the concurrence, talks about that specifically. And the princeps is basically like, it has to happen. Like, you don't understand. It has to happen.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're going to kill millions and millions. And he's like, it has to happen. And the others are like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. So, and I do like that the author gave us a peek into how much will this is holding. So he's holding so much will that there's a single moment where when Ostius is walking around, the princeps goes to like grab him.
Oh yeah.
And Vis specifically says like after he adopts all the will, he doesn't imbue it into himself. But having the will alone can still like have an effect to like heighten your senses and your strength and all that without imbuing it to yourself. And he has so much will that he didn't imbue himself, he reaches out to like grab the Princeps's hand before he can grab Ostius, and it breaks his wrist.
Yes.
And
it was like
Vis says he doesn't feel anything.
Yeah.
He like, it just feels like he lightly like grabs him. He doesn't feel the bone break or anything. It just breaks his wrist.
Yes.
Like, that's crazy.
Yes, it is. Like, oh my God.
Like, could you imagine if he imbued himself? Like, what would happen?
Yes.
Because yeah, so, and that's another thing, right? With the will, like just holding it. So the Princeps is probably like 70, but looks 40. Like,
yeah, they did talk about that.
Right?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So he has them sign the scrolls and they seal the scrolls, and then he basically tells Vis to kill them.
Yeah, he like says, okay, I'll let you live, and then like looks at Viz, like clearly implicating it.
Yeah.
Viz is like, oh shit.
Yes.
That's also why you wanted me here.
Yes. So then Vis is like, no. Again, very morally principled still.
Yes.
So he says, we'll tie them up and have a trial.
Yes.
Now, gross miscalculation, because Vis should have put together that, one, Ostius was not his buddy.
No.
Two, Ostius knows a lot of stuff.
Knows all the shit.
And so right in that moment, no hesitation, Ostius basically forces Vis's hand.
Yes.
Well, and this is kind of tying everything in. So Ostius just turns around to them all and says, oh, also, before I depart, I should just let you know that this is Vis Telemus, whose real name is Diago, son of the king, son of this king.
King of Zeus.
He's the Prince of Zeus, and you murdered his family.
Yeah.
And then Vis is just
crazy. Like, yes. That falls away.
Yes. So at that point, he basically forces Vis's hand. Genius, to where Vis is now like, I'm probably going to have to kill you.
But he's still not going to.
But yes, he's still not going to in that moment. But I think Ostius knows that it serves two purposes. Yeah. One, it makes it so that it'd be really hard for Vis to not like feel like he's in a real big pickle and might be more prone to killing them. But he also knows that it will stoke his rage.
Yes.
And he knows that if he stokes his rage, the Alupi might respond.
Yes.
Right? So he knows probably something like way back to what you said when he was like figuring out maybe that connection that they have.
Yes.
What he might be able to do to use that. And he might know that Vis doesn't know how to use that connection or control it enough. And so, but Vis takes the opportunity to then ask the Princeps, like, why'd you kill my family?
Yeah.
Why'd you kill my father? And he tells him that his father was...
It said like meddling in things he didn't understand.
Yes. And he was looking into, things about the cataclysm, about all of this. And they told him not to. But then they were worried that he found a weapon.
Yes.
That he'd be able to use against the hierarchy. So they killed him for that. And then they assume that it's the same weapon that was used at the Naumachia.
Do you think it was?
Yeah, I do. And then, which I guess is just the Mutalis.
Yeah.
Like whatever that is. But then Vis says, and like the whole time, like his kind of inner monologue is talking about just how much like his rage is boiling up. And then he asks them, well, why'd you kill like my family, like my innocent family? Yeah. And he basically tells them that we think he probably told them about it and we couldn't have any loose ends, so we killed him too. And at that moment, this is like inner rage is just like super high, and he's not acting on it, but he just feels that. And then Diago, the Alupi, what does he say? In under 60 seconds, goes like, through the room and murders kills all the senators.
And we should note too that the Alupi came out at some point after Diago was revealed, and it was like silent snarls, like its teeth were out, but it was silent. So it's like to Viz, it's like out of nowhere where he just suddenly attacks and just kills every single one of them.
Yeah,
viciously.
Yes, rips their
horribly.
throats out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Oh,
and then Ostius is like enjoying it the whole time, like
yeah.
laughing, and is like, "This is amazing."
Yeah, he
So
literally laughed.
then he cuts off the princep's head, puts it in the middle of the stone circle. Also, when they all die, that's another
Yeah.
mechanic of how like the magic system works is that if you die, even if your will is adopted, like it goes back to the people that are seeding to you.
Yeah.
And so Vis loses all the will that he adopted,
Yeah.
and he's like dazed from it. And then they transport no, Ostius transports all the dead bodies to Lucium, apparently,
Yeah.
comes back, and he cuts off the head of the princeps and puts his head in the middle of stone circle, and then writes something in Vetusian in blood.
Yeah.
And then he tells Vis, like, when you leave out of this room, there's a hallway to the left. You follow that, and I'll meet you there. And Vis is like, wait, what? And
Yeah.
then Thrum, he's gone. So him and Diago have to. Well, Diago, I think apparently like is able to stay out of sight enough because
Mhm.
he doesn't mention that anyone sees him. But basically, Vis has to run through. All these people see him. He has his mask back on, but basically everyone registers this person
Yeah.
running through, and they're chasing him. And he gets to an area where then Osius is standing there. He grabs him, and Diago's there, and then
They go to
they teleport
Lucium.
away. And then Vis puts together that he was like, "Oh, you." The other part of your plan is that you had someone for them to see that probably
Yeah.
did this. So now there's like this actual person.
Yeah. He's a genius.
He's a genius.
Well, you just set it up. That's what, like, after that chapter, I'm like, man, Osius played Viz so bad, dude.
So bad. But Vis didn't really have a choice. I mean,
It's also true.
he's kind of
He hasn't really had a choice from the beginning with
Relucia.
Relucia.
Yeah.
So here's something I just now thought about. Didn't think about it while I was reading the chapter. That means that Ka lost a ton of will in that moment, right? Because when they kill the princeps, a third of his will just got disappeared.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't even think about that.
That's true. I didn't think about that either. And so that's another thing. So right, so now the Corti are going to like they feel that.
Yeah.
And now that's like kind of how it alerts.
Yeah, they were like falling over from having the will snap back to them and stuff like that. Yeah.
So then Vis goes, man, there was a lot that happened in this part. So then they go back to Lucium, and then Vis like washes all the blood off of him and off of Diago, and they teleport back, and he goes back to the forum.
Yeah.
And he basically goes up to his friends and is like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And then it descends into chaos because basically this was just a spark of civil war. It descends into chaos, and all the branches, Corti and everything, are just like murdering each other.
Yes.
And Vis and Amissa and all them like get out of Dodge, and that's basically how it ends in Resran.
I have some questions about Ostius. What the fuck?
Yeah, so crazy. So to your point, like he's planned a lot out. So clearly, so I wrote down. So one of the things you overhear the princeps say is that as they're arguing amongst themselves, one of the senators says, you know, we need to make a decision because our time away from the forum will look worse and worse and worse the longer we're gone.
Yeah.
And the princeps says, no, we should be okay because I sent the other princeps like letters to assure them that everything is okay. And then Ostius in that moment looks at Vis and is like, except we intercepted all the letters.
Oh yeah.
So he did that. So right. So they intercepted the letters, and they're now trying to take. Oh, and then so he takes their will. I wrote that before I realized then the will would like leave Vis.
Yes.
I thought in that moment it was like, Vis, you're gonna take all that will and you're about to become a super weapon and go on like a murdering rampage.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
thought it was something like that, but he wasn't actually trying to take their will, but he was
Yeah.
just did
Hold it so
everything
they
to
couldn't
like
use it.
spark this
Yeah.
civil war. And I just wrote to what end?
Yeah. Dude. To what end? And what I don't understand about Ostius himself is so he can teleport from world to world, at least to Lucium, but he can't adopt, correct? Like he knew what it was and he told Fizz about it, but he would have done it himself otherwise.
So maybe if you die in one of
Yeah.
the worlds, you're no longer
So that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe he
synchronous.
used to be synchronous, but maybe his Obsidian version died, or
Mhm,
Lucium.
mhm.
But does that mean that Viz has the ability to teleport between worlds? He just doesn't know how to use it yet.
I had the same question. I had the same question. So can Vis teleport, right? Can
Yeah,
Ha teleport?
yeah.
And
I don't
if it's
know.
not based on you like having all three of yourselves,
Yeah,
could Seor teleport?
yeah, yeah. And that, of course, now I'm thinking like, dude, are we gonna get a Viz and Viz meet up at some point in one of these
Mhm.
worlds? Like, you think it has to happen?
Yeah. So then what so another thing, because I thought the same thing too. Like, I wonder, could he teleport to Obitium? I mean, obviously it probably wouldn't be very smart.
Right.
Um, but it did make me think like, well, if you could teleport and figure out where, it'd be really hard probably, but if you could figure out where like Ka's inner room is,
Yeah.
then you could go
Teleport,
there on
run
one of
there,
those.
and then get in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a very good point. Didn't even.
So I
That's.
wonder if that would
Hmm.
come about being important. But yeah, the teleportation threw a huge, crazy wrench into all this because I'm
I
like,
agree.
wait a minute.
Yeah, like changes the whole magic system. I'm like, this is what?
Yeah. And it uses, I mean, obviously uses will because his eyes go black. So,
Yeah, and then so that means if if that really was Viz's father in Lucium, that means his father was synchronous at one point.
yeah.
Like it has to. You would think, unless maybe like he was killed on this world and it was seen, like he was hung and people saw it. So
Yeah.
we know he's dead on Res,
Well,
unless he's not.
it could be one of those like,
Yeah, I know. It's you don't know.
what if, well, right. So that's a good point. So now I'm putting some pieces together because what if, so we know that Vis's father was uncovering some potential weapon.
Yeah.
It was essentially the weapon that was used by the Anguis at the
Mm-hmm.
Namakea. And Ostius has these ties, obviously, in Relukia to the
Right.
Anguis.
Yeah.
What if they somehow like rescued Vis's father and just teleported him
That's true. To
to
to Lucium.
Lucium
That's a very good point. Ooh.
and helped them find the weapon that then they used at the
Oh,
Namakea?
dude, you're right. So maybe he's not. He never was synchronous, and they just took him there and left him.
Yeah.
Or like you said, you have a mission here. Ooh, that's a good theory. I bet that's what it is. And you know what else is? I wrote down his name. I wrote down Ostius because I had a thought. It was something about. Oh yeah, so he's been gone for what 8, 9 years.
Mhm.
It's like where was he? What was he doing?
Yeah. Yeah. What was he doing?
What's
I
his
know.
story?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's so much, but I love it.
There's so much. There's so much. I think that was all like the major.
I definitely think Rez is, or I mean, Viz, the version of Viz on Rez is going to learn how to basically constantly imbue an arm, and that's how he's going to get one of his arms back.
Hmm. I think so too. I think, what has Sarah been doing?
Yeah, true.
Will he come back into the story?
That's also, yeah, that's a very good point. Haven't seen him in a long time.
Haven't seen him in a while. And I wonder if, well, so right, I think he might come back into the story soon because the very very end of
Oh yeah.
like the last Obitium chapter, this says like I'm gonna find a way, but then the actual very last to kill Ka, the very last thing he says is first I need to leave Dua.
Yes, that's
So if he
true.
leaves, I wonder if he'll
I'm sure he's going back. Yeah.
get
True.
back with Sior. And like who knows who Ostius, like
Yeah, who is he?
because if he's synchronous, like
Is
is
he in
Rez
the other worlds?
his actual world? Yeah. Is
Yeah.
he someone else in Rez?
Well, he was his nephew. Like he knew him.
Right. What I mean is, what if? Well, yeah, he probably wouldn't be someone else in Rez. But
Maybe
it's
he's
like,
in
what
the other
if?
worlds.
Yeah, like who? Like, yeah, he could be.
Like
He
we
could
already.
be King Ronan.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Exactly.
know.
Because we already know. Like we got Viz, we got Diaglon, and then we got Sayuman. Like he already.
Siamoon, yeah,
Siamoon. He's already going by different names in other worlds, so it's possible
yeah,
that happened to other characters.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man,
It's awesome.
they're so.
So we are on page like 500, almost exactly.
Mhm.
The book ends on almost exactly page 700.
Okay,
You thinking what I'm thinking?
you just want to grip it and rip it.
Dude, I feel like we're gonna hit a point where we won't stop.
I know. I was gonna see to make sure there's not like a part 4 technically.
True.
I don't think so.
Let's grip it and rip it, baby.
All right, we'll grip it and rip it.
2 weeks?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, that'll work. Sweet.
So we're just gonna marathon it to the end here, 200 pages,
Yeah.
and then when we come back for episode 21, we might have to do like a 2-hour episode,
That's true, dude.
depending
Yeah, you're right.
on.
Fit
We can
everything
do an
in.
extra long one. I'm game to
Yeah,
do
me
an extra
too.
long one to wrap it up.
Yeah, that'll be my off week too, so I'll have time.
In Santa Barbara, we stopped to Santa Barbara on our way up here, downtown. Did you guys ever go down there?
Yes, we did one weekend. It's a very cool place.
Very cool, very cool. But we stopped in a bookstore there.
Nice.
And I bought, because they had the James Arlington's first series.
Yeah.
They had the second book
Oh, nice.
there, so I bought that. So I've got the first and the second one. And I told you already, I don't know what I'm going to read next.
Yeah.
But
I don't either.
it was such a cool moment in the bookstore because I was in there and there weren't very many other people in there, but there was a guy standing there
Yeah.
holding, what book did he have? Project Hail Mary
Great.
in his hand. And I was like, I'm like, yeah, like he probably saw that like the movie was coming out and maybe wanted to read it first or whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm like, very cool. And he's standing there looking at his phone, like super intently looking at his phone, like right in front of the fantasy section. I'm standing next to him, just kind of looking over all the books and just kind of thinking to myself, like, why is he like, he had like an energy that was just like the phone was like this close to his face. And I'm thinking, what is he doing? So I see the second book of that trilogy and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to get that. So I picked it up. And right as I like grab it and like turn to go towards the register, he like gets off his phone. He's like frantic almost. And he like takes a step over and reaches up and like swiftly grabs a book out and then like starts walking towards the register in front of me.
What?
And the book he grabbed was the first Red Rising book.
Let's go!
And I wanted to be like, yes!
Yes!
Let's go.
You're about to go on a journey.
I know. So I'm standing behind him at the register and I so badly wanted to like be like, oh, like, are you getting that for yourself or someone else?
You
and
should.
like, oh man. But I just was like, I don't know. I didn't want to be that guy. To be like, oh, what you got there, pal?
Yeah.
And he's checking out and the cashier like rings him up, and he like looks at the Red Rising book. He's like, "Oh, this is a really popular book." And I
Yeah.
was just like, "Yes." And then
So good.
this guy must have had to like poop or something, because when
Yeah,
I
dude.
tell you, he was like so frantic grabbing that book and going to the register, and then like he left out of the store kind of in a hurry, and like I paid for my book. I walked out of the store, and like as I'm walking out of the store, I like look down the block, like all the way to the end of the block, and he's like rounding the corner, and I was
Dude,
like,
no
"This
way.
guy's freaking cooking." I'm like,
That's
"Why
hilarious.
he's like running away?"
I wonder what he was looking at on his phone too.
I know, that's what
Urgent
I
message.
wonder. Yeah, I who
That's
knows?
hilarious.
Who knows? Like yeah, I don't know. I'm like, "Why are you going so quickly?" But that was like, I thought that was just a fun kind of moment. But
No, that is. Well, great.
all right, brother. Well, we did it.
I
We
lost.
did another one.
I've been lost. I lost focus.
Oh, you're out of focus. Oh,
There.
yeah.
Yep. It knows the Grinch
He's
face.
back.
All right. We'll be back
All
in
right.
2 weeks with the
We'll be back in a
finished
couple of
book.
weeks.
And
We'll
we're going to
finish
maybe
the
do a
book.
longer episode.
We might do a longer episode. We might have to take a break during that episode.
True. That
Maybe get
is
some-
true.
A water break or something.
Yeah.
Till next
All
time.
right. See you guys later.
Peace out.